When Marner leaves, before you get to that, get to how do we make sure we make the playoffs again next year?
That is a real question.
Okay?
I know.
That's not your first question on how to beat Florida this time next year. It's, do we get back into the playoffs next year? That's for me, reality. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the team looks like. And even Tavares. So you take a 100-point guy, he's gone.
Yeah.
We're not sure what you want to do with Tavares.
Who scored about 35 this
35, 37. And do you bring him back on the sole reason why he can just help us make the playoffs again? Well, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now you put Bennett and Barkov again up against Matthews and Tavares again next year and watch Lindell be the difference maker and bury you again?
Well,
or do you give the job to a younger guy who you can groom for the next 2, 3, 4 years and hope you can contend again?
I think it's hard because of sentiment, because I said this, I wrote this in my article today. If you have like 4 ingredients and it keeps baking you a failed cake, it doesn't matter if the ingredients are on sale or at a discount. The ingredients don't work. So I have a lot of respect for John Tavares. He came home, he works his tail off, good, honest man, scored ton of respect. The cake doesn't work. It doesn't. And I know he wants to be here, and I know people want that story to reach this happy ending. The cake keeps falling flat. So,
but the cake can also help you. You got a better chance of maybe eating the cake in April or May than just having it stale at the end of 82 games.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So, okay, go ahead.
Well, you just can't build a team being like, we're just trying to make playoffs. Like, no one here wants that anymore.
Wow.
Hey,
if
if you knew how much money they made per playoff game and what the alternative is if you miss the playoffs, you'll take a bad cake in May.
So they'll take a $3 million John Tavares?
I don't know what the answer is that, but you're going to have to see what Mitch Marner leaves you with and what's available to come back before you can even go down the path of a John Tavares. And if John wants to wait, he can wait. And if he wants to go and play in Buffalo or anywhere else, then I'm sure you're going to have a greater chance to make a lot more money July 1st from another team than you would the Toronto Maple Leafs.
So the Marner conversation, I've mentioned this last week, but it just, as much as a critic I've been of Mitch Marner and as hard on him as I've been, and it just, the way this is played out really sucks.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And he's trying to yell at his teammates, and trying to fire them up. I don't know. it's depressing, boys. I wish
that are not going over great is that moment along with the Passengers and Matthews.
Yeah. I think that's a guy that realizing that his time with the team that he was drafted and developed was over, and he's yelling at his teammates. Listen, last year Willie screamed at him and everybody loved it. I'm not going to.
Willie, it was Mitch, when he was on the bench and he threw his gloves down, that wasn't about Mitch. That was about Willie and Austin going at each other. It was.
Don't care.
No,
whatever.
That doesn't matter.
I'd rather them, in all honesty, I'd rather somebody scream at somebody than just sit there and do nothing.
I agree.
Okay.
Well, you better not be talking about that Marner clip, because all year you've been telling us that you can't yell at your guys if you're playing like nothing.
But the game was over. His career as a Leaf is over there. He can do whatever he wants.
Okay.
He's going out his way.
What's his name? Berube is trying to fire them up. It was just a pretty frustrating situation for everyone.
It was over. It's just...
So you don't see any scenarios where he resigns?
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. And I don't know. Did Drager put out something that he was offered $13.5 million times 8 by the Leafs?
Yep. I think I saw that.
Okay. Just imagine for a second he had signed that, and where would the fan base be on him today? And I told you guys that. He can't win.
Not here.
Not here. It's over.
It's over.
Okay? If he signed a $108 million contract and they lost the way they lost last night, come on.
You would
Come
be
on.
justifiably, absolutely obliterated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, not leave the house. Give him a chance to go out.
But he just had a kid. Go
Right.
get away from all this and all the people around you and all the noise and just
And go try to win a cup.
for sure.
Go try to win a cup somewhere else.
Absolutely.
But I mean, like, I got to tell you, Kipper, over the years, I've kind of felt like this regret take that, like, the second he leaves, I'm going to regret it. And it's going to. I watch a game in the playoffs with the Leafs for 9 years. If he goes somewhere else and figures it out in the playoffs,
Okay.
I will be capital S stunned because it just has never looked good.
I won't be stunned,
I
but
won't,
I
but
will
he's-
say
He's going to pull a Kadri and win a cup somewhere else.
for sure. I think that probably
That'd be
happens.
the Leafiest outcome for sure.
I do think that it happens, but I don't think the Leafs will look at that and Leafs fans will look at that and go, you know, oh, they were fools for letting him go. They'll go, why couldn't he have done it when he was here?
Because they couldn't figure it out up top. That's why.
He's up top.
But he.
No.
but
He's
The
supposed to. He's the
decision
engine.
makers couldn't figure it out.
So he can't.
They were four guys that you put $50 million into a payroll, and none of them could play playoff hockey.
But does he
None
not?
of them.
Was there no blame at all for him here, Kip?
1/4
Okay.
of the blame. Okay?
Okay.
At the end of the day, out of the four, that he was the least highest paid. He was fourth on the payroll. Okay?
Well, this year, but not the
this-
previous
okay.
8.
We haven't
Yeah.
even mentioned Willie. Okay? Willie was a
But we're not
dog
talk-
the last 4 games.
We're not talking
No
about
show.
Willie, Kipper. This is what it always is.
Wait, why are you
it's always,
talking
what
about Willie?
that guy? Because it's
Why?
because whenever we want to talk about Mitch, it becomes, yeah, but look at them. It's like a political, like, whataboutism thing. It's like, we're
They
not.
don't work together.
I agree.
They
Totally
the
agree with
four-
that.
My point is, the 4 guys never work together. Everybody, Mitchie's like a brother to me. Oh, really?
Show it on the
Yeah.
ice.
Yeah, that's what you do to your brother on the ice. That's the way you guys stick together. Okay, it never worked. Okay, and they couldn't realize it up top that they don't have the personalities, they don't have the character to all work together towards a Stanley Cup. They all went their separate ways. Give me my contract. Give me my no moves. Give me my commercials. Give me this. Give me that. Okay? It was as if they were one-upping each other for 10 years. And you couldn't figure out the whole time that they're not coming together. They're all just do your own thing. Ask for your own contracts and make sure you're looked after. And then they get the results of that, and we're going to blame one individual or 2 individuals. No, I'm sorry. It goes upstairs. Bad decision to put these 4 guys together and expect them to lead you to a Stanley Cup.
Here's what I wrote in my article today. I said, ultimately, the core 4 era was fun, but fell flat. They got great players who are young, immature, and prideful, who instead of seeing one another as mutual load-bearing pillars, building some great cathedral of success, fought to be the steeple, visible and above the whole. They all wanted to be the one. They all wanted to be the one that said, this is my team, I'm the star. They wanted to be the name that comes before the band name sort of thing.
And now
rather
we're
than
now we're
seeing
gonna
each other as a
blame one
group.
guy. We're just going to blame one guy
No,
or
but
2
he's
guys.
getting his blame. He's getting his piece of the pie. He's eating it right
Okay,
now.
when
Just
do
like
we get
Matt-
to Willie? When do we get to John Tavares? When do we get to
Willie's
right?
under contract in here. Marner's leaving. That's why we're talking about him.
yeah.
Willie also led the team in points and had big moments in the playoffs.
Where were they the last 4 games?
The same place as Mitch, who we're talking about right now. I mean, we'll get
They
there.
were
We will get
just
there.
the wrong guys to ask to do this.
And
In the end, you're right.
That's it.
And the heartbreaking thing is that